The launch lineup for the Nintendo Switch 2 could possibly be one of the most insane launch lineups we've seen to date. I think the stars are aligning for Nintendo here to have a really strong lineup and a great launch into the next generation of hardware. But are they going to be able to pull it off? I've done some research and I'm going to make some of my own predictions here as to what I think this first year's launch lineup could look like in terms of the first-party games. And boy, if I'm right, this is going to be one heck of a lineup. Hey guys, it's Stevie Meeks, back from the grave. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and watch this video 15 times so that the algorithm likes me, please and thank you. With the Nintendo Switch being Nintendo's best-selling console, they've been able to extend its life much longer than anyone expected. I mean, can you believe that we're on year 7? And I mean, it's definitely starting to show its age. This is leaving many hopeful Nintendo fans absolutely excited for the next console. Many people are speculating and predicting when the Nintendo Switch 2 will launch, with excellent accuracy by some, if I might add. And boy, if you've been on Twitter, I mean, it's like every day. Nintendo Switch 2 is trending on Twitter. Nintendo threw a wrench in all of the speculation when they recently confirmed that they are going to be announcing the successor sometime this fiscal year, meaning sometime between now and March of 2025. I believe that they're going to ride all the current announcements of all the new games that are coming out to make one last strong final push for the Nintendo Switch 1 through this holiday, emptying out the stock, kind of clearing the table, and I think they're going to give us a February announcement with a summer launch. So I'm going to guess that would be maybe July or August. Now, if you remember, there have been rumors for years about this next console. Even a Switch Pro was kind of tossed around in there for a little bit. But with the Switch selling so well, why would they kill it? Why would they prematurely cut the sales? I believe that Nintendo had already been working on Switch 2's launch titles years ago, waiting for the Switch's sales to slow down to announce them along with their next console. But the sales never did, meaning these games have had a long time to be polished and added to, and I think Nintendo is quite literally sitting on some finished games, all polished and ready to go, making this next launch to be one for the history books. I think some evidence of this is, if you notice recently, most of their games have been ports of Wii U or GameCube or Wii games to kind of buy them some time, keeping the fans happy and keeping the money coming in and keeping this console selling, which it just continues to do. Okay, so assuming that this console comes out in July, here are my day one first-party game predictions. So first, we're launching with Metroid Prime 4. Launching in the middle of the summer is really to get the hardcore fan base into the system first, to get the console talked about, the hype built for the holiday sales, which is where the casual games are going to come in, and it'll let the hardcore fans who tend to be a little bit more forgiving to kind of find all the bugs and give Nintendo some time to perfect some things. Metroid is a cult classic and is certainly going to garner a lot of attention, especially with, how long it's been and, all of that. And if you notice, in the last Direct, when they officially kind of re-announced it with a new trailer and everything, it never really said where it's launching. It didn't say, like some of the other ones, coming to Switch. It just kind of said it's coming. So I think that could be another key detail there. I think it'll kind of be the Breath of the Wild, which launched on Wii U and Switch for this new generation, and it'll launch on Switch 1 and Switch 2. Second, I think we're going to get the Mario platformer right off the bat this time. The 3D Mario games are kind of the flagship for the console, as they really sell the concept and the gimmick of the console itself. Mario 64 sold that it was the first time Mario was stepping into 3D graphics. 3D World utilized the 3D and the new multiplayer capabilities. Galaxy with the pointer and the shaking mechanic. And Odyssey with the pinpoint accuracy of the motion controls and switching between abilities. So whatever this new gimmick is for the Switch 2, I think it's going to launch with a 3D Mario game that's going to showcase its new mechanics. And third, kind of along those same lines, I think we're going to get some sort of tech demo game, sort of like the Wii, we had Wii Sports, and the Switch, we had 1-2 Switch. I think we'll get something along one of these lines. It certainly won't be, but boy, do I wish that it would be a Switch 2 sports game. Something like a remaster of all the Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, and Nintendo Switch Sports kind of all put together in the old style graphics but remastered with online capabilities. It's not going to happen. I really have no idea what this could look like because it's going to be all centered around the new capabilities anyways, so we'll just have to see. Now, moving on to the fall, I think we can expect a September release of a Splatoon game, as these have proven to do well. I think it's going to be our fall game because You know, Splatoon games, they tend to fall kind of between the core and casual audience, in my opinion. I just think it kind of fits that sweet spot of kind of attracting the early adopters and also that holiday boom sales kind of as well. I also think in the fall, we're gonna finally get that 3D Donkey Kong game that we've been hearing rumors about. I think it's gonna kind of launch and serve as the revival to the Donkey Kong Country franchise, or maybe the spiritual successor to Donkey Kong 64. I think we can expect this either as an August or maybe even a September game. All right, so now for the big ones. As we gear up for the holidays, which is where Nintendo sells their most games, I think they're gonna unload some really big games to attract everyone. So, September, we're going to get Nintendo's Golden Goose Mario Kart. Mario Kart has proven to be their cash cow. I mean, it has sold over 60 million copies on the Switch. Even up until recently, it's been in their top 10 quarterly selling Switch games, even almost 7 years after launch. And remember, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a port from the Wii U. So, I bet Nintendo's had this next generation Mario Kart ready to go for forever now. Super polished, super ready to go. And I think it's going to launch in September to kind of get the hype started for the holidays. All right, moving on to October, I think we're getting an Animal Crossing game. Yes, Animal Crossing. I don't think Nintendo will ever be able to really recapture the lightning in a bottle that was the launch of the last one, barring another pandemic. But I think this game has attracted such a large following since the last one that they'll maybe try to leverage that to get people to adopt the new hardware. Finally, moving into the November, December, I think that's where we're going to see our Mario Party. The Mario Party will kind of serve as that holiday game that, you know, grandma can get for her grandkids that she can kind of understand, and it's just kind of easy. I also think that's kind of when we'll see our 2D Mario platformer coming out. All right, so now I know what you're thinking. Why in the world would Nintendo front load so heavily? I mean, why would they waste all of their IP right at the front of the console's lifespan? Well, I think there's two reasons this time around. First, the Nintendo Switch is going to be really hard for many to give up for the casual community. It has all the games you'd ever want, really. I mean, if you think about it, it's got so many ports of so many complete games with years of DLC, and there's just so many Switches out there and so many games. People have totally bought into the Switch ecosystem. They really need to have a strong reason for people to want to start over again. I think I just saw something come out. It was like in the top 10 most played video games right now, 6 of them are over 6 years old or something like that. You got games like Fortnite and Rocket League. I think people are so tired of having to start over on things, and they'd really rather just kind of dig their heels in and enjoy what they have in terms of their games and their ecosystems. They don't like having to start over. So I think that's going to also come into play here. Even if the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, which will definitely ease the pain a little bit, they still need games to outsell their previous games that are slowly losing sales. So I think front loading could really help the first year adoption. And second, since Switch 1's lifespan is so long, and assuming that these launch games have been done for a while, they may even be able to get away with having more games in these individual franchises in the same console generation down the road than other consoles have. I think it's also worth noting that I didn't mention Smash or Zelda either, which I think will help with the year 2 adoption as well. All right, guys, those are just my predictions. Please don't attack me. I don't think this is just hopeful thinking. I think we're going to see most of these. These tend to be the early ones anyways. I don't think they're too far out of the question, but I mean, it's Stevie Meeks you're talking about here, so I know he never makes any outlandish predictions ever. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yes, it's been a while since I uploaded. I've had a lot of stuff going on recently. Just lots of life change, and you know, sometimes certain things like hobbies like YouTube just have to take a back seat. I really don't know when I'm going to be uploading next. I've got a lot of things in the works, but it just kind of is secondary right now. So, but yeah, please make sure to subscribe because I will be posting again. Stay tuned to the community section because I like posting polls there and asking questions, and got some fun feedback and some stuff there that is just really fun. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.